Hello everybody. I've made a couple of graduation cards and I'm going to make another one so that I can show you how I did it. These are called diagonal pop-up cards, and you can see they have a really fun feature on the inside. They stand up. I'm going to use the same paper collection for all three cards and the same stamp sets for all three cards. But you'll see they turn out very differently other than they're the same style, of course, of pop-up. I'm going to change them a little bit. One's for my nephew who's getting his associate's degree. One's for my granddaughter who's 9 and graduating 3rd grade. And one is for my grandson who's graduating 5th grade. And this one stamp set's called Celebrate Everything, really cute. And the other one is called Inside and Out. And I'm going to use two different sentiments and a different confetti than I used on the other ones. So this is two pieces that are 5.5 by 11. And I have scored them at, let me make sure I get this right, I don't want to mess up the measurements as I'm talking. I have scored them at 2 3/4 on each side. The black is the outside, so I'm going to set it aside. And now I'm going to measure in from the end to 5.5 inches. So at the 5.5 inch mark, I'm going to put a little pencil tick at the top and the bottom of the 11-inch side, right at 5.5. I love this 0 ruler. It's got the 0 in the center. It really makes things easy. Then I'm going to connect the corners to those tick marks at the top. And you want to go right through the point at the corners and right to the tip of those tick marks. This is thick paper, so I am scoring it about 4 times in each one. And also because, you know, I'm not using a scoring board right now, so I don't have a groove or a channel that's going down into. You can see how the score lines go right through, intersect right through that previous score line. And that's exactly what you want them to do. If they do not, you've done something wrong in your measurements. Start over. So this, I'm using different colors, and I'll put below links to the paper pack and the inks and the stamp sets in case you want any of this for yourself. Now I'm just folding all of my lines and creasing them really good. Really well, whatever. Making sure that this is going to really fold up the way I want it to give that great pop-up feature on the inside. Okay, so now you fold those two into the middle. See how I did that? And then you're going to, again, crease it down really well, because this is going to be your inside pop-up feature. Next thing we're going to do is put the papers to decorate those little triangular shapes. And I've got a couple that I've cut out. You can see this. That's kind of blinding, isn't it? And then this emoji paper, and I thought that would be great for my grandson. He and my granddaughter love emojis, mostly the poop emojis, but whatever. These squares are 3 5/8 inches square. And I have 2 different prints that I'm using and 3 pieces total. Okay, so 2 of one print and 1 of the other. And then, okay, so the emojis are going to go on the outside triangles on the edges, and then those black and white stripes are going to go over those folded areas. So I'm going to take and crease them right down the middle. Now I get a little heavy-handed on this one and crack it. You do not need to crease it as heavily as I did the cardstock, because this printed paper, it's good heavy printed paper, but it's not as heavy as the cardstock. So just make sure you don't get heavy-handed and make a crack in it, but it's not going to show, so it's okay this time. All right, so those are going to go up there at the top, and here's where I can't find the double-sided paper that I intended to use, so I end up using liquid paper. And it's funny because I already made 2 cards, and I surely had the double-sided paper then. Go figure. And this wanted to clog up on me, so anyways, I keep those pins handy just for this problem, because sometimes that glue can settle in that tip. You know, it doesn't go all the way back down, and then it makes it difficult to get it to come out again. Okay, so I'm putting them right over these creases, and they're not going to be exactly the same size as the rectangular shapes. You're going to have a little bit of the blue showing all the way around. And this blue that I used is called Blue Lagoon. And I use Blue Lagoon paper, and I'm going to use Blue Lagoon and black licorice ink on this. So you see I'm having all sorts of trouble because Guess who is still waiting on new ink to arrive because she didn't order it when she was getting low. She ordered it when she was almost out. Yes, that's me. And that is often how I do things. I feel like I need an inventory in here telling me when to order new stuff. I really do. Like, dummy, you have no extra ink in the drawer. Getting rid of those little pencil tick marks, and now I'm going to put down those sides. And I've watched different videos of people doing this. I haven't done a card like this in a long time. I remember doing it a long time ago, but I couldn't even remember the measurements or anything. This will go in my little notebook full of measurements now, I promise. So yeah, I've forgotten a few things about it as I was doing it. And as I did it for those previous 2 cards, I figured out the easiest way to get it to go onto that base. Okay, so we're going to take, all I did was take a black square and then a square of that Blue Lagoon paper for the inside. And I'm going to do these little confettis in like a tone-on-tone look. So it's that same Blue Lagoon on the Blue Lagoon paper, which I think is really kind of a cute look. A lot of different things look nice stamped tone-on-tone like that, different prints and things. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp in the black licorice my sentiment. And this one's going to say, let's see, what does that one say? And I think it says, until further notice, celebrate everything. But let us see. Yes, it does. And then I'm going to put a little camera on there, I think. It is definitely a photo op, these graduations. And this is a camera that's cut out of this prints of this paper. One of the sides of this paper pack, of one of the papers, has little cameras all over it, and I just cut some out to use. This paper is retiring, unfortunately. I really do like it. And there's a stamp set with little girls that match it, but it's going away. And then I'm going to put a little piece of crystal circle there, little bling, where the lens is for the camera. I just thought that would be a cute effect. Put it on that black, and then I'm just going to put it right there in the center. And a reason I thought that these pop-up cards would be so nice is because I'm putting cash in them as graduation presents, and so that it'll hold it closed, and that cash will stay in that card. And once that belly band's on, the card will stay all together. Okay, so let's get out the outside piece, and then make sure this fits nicely in the middle, and it should. If you did all your measurements right, it's going to fit perfectly. And I'm going to adhere one side at a time, and this is the outer triangle there, you can see, and I'm going to adhere it to, and I decide, you know what, you can't see that. I'm going to lay it down just perfectly to that edge, top, bottom, outside edge, all matches up, and then press that down just a little bit. And then I'm going to put a couple of little glue dots in this centerpiece because I don't want to put a lot of glue on it so it sticks when I'm trying to do the outside gluing. Okay, and these, I love these glue dots. They come on a little sheet, and then you press them down and just pull the sheet off. So much easier than those rolls. Okay, so this one I'm going to get lined up just perfectly like the other one, and then give a little bit of press to that center, and there's your pop-up feature. Not as hard as it looks when you first see it, but there's a little bit of measuring and cutting involved. Okay, so now I'm measuring this, and it is just, I need pieces of paper that are 2 5/8 by 5 1/4 to put on that outside to kind of give it, you know, something a little better than just black on black. And this is going to take a minute, and this is why I sped this up because of so many errors I made. That was the crease one, not the cutter. And then there is paper stuck in the channel of my cutter, which happens when you have these deep channels. So all you need to do is take a pin or something that will go down in there and just pull that paper out. You can also dull your blade, so you want to make sure you clean that out every once in a while. Don't be me. Clean it out like you should. So take an inventory so you know that you're running out of adhesive or whatever, and then clean out the channel of your slicer every once in a while. Those are the tips for today. Okay, so I'm going to adhere those to the front. And this is that emoji paper that I think is so cute and he'll like. Unfortunately, their favorite emoji is the poop emoji, but oh well. They're 9 and 11. That's about right. Okay, so I'm just going to, and you can see the other side is this cute stripe, which I really love too. So get those down on there. And I need to add some more adhesive to a few spots. Okay, so I'm making a belly band, and this is just a stripe that was on the back side of one of these pieces of paper. And so I'm just going to adhere it down, and I'm not putting anything on my granddaughter's. I put a little bow on there and some bling, but I'm not going to put anything on his belly band for his card. And if you'll notice, you probably notice as I do this, I put one of the pieces of adhesive on the wrong side. It rolls right off, so it's not a big deal when you use these little glue dots, unless you get it on the card. And then just press it down, give it a good press. It is not going to hold these cards flat because these cards cannot be held flat. There's too much going on in there. Okay, so this is going to be my top piece. And again, I'm going to do some stamping with black, the sentiment, and this says totally proud. I think it says completely, totally proud of you. And then I'm going to put, again, that tone on tone with the little confetti in the triangular shapes. I'm going to glue this on. Be careful not to get too far out there. And this, I did do some piercing on that black square, so it has some little holes pierced in it. Now, I want to open this up so I make sure I just get where the adhesive is on that page. I don't want extra adhesive sealing my card shut. That would not be good. So there it is. There's all three. Pop-up diagonal card is what it's called. I hope you enjoyed learning about it. Thank you.